Good morning, Blazer Tales. It is morning here where I'm doing this. I have a great book to talk about. I got a great cup of coffee and I'm ready to go. So, we're going to talk today about The Blue Witch by Alane Adams. Oh, this is in the fantasy and magic genre that is in my library. This book is so incredible. This is a book about Abigail. So, this is Abigail right here. Abigail is a witch, and Abigail does not have a mother like other witches have. And it really kind of doesn't matter to witches except for the day they go to school. And that's when the mothers dote on them and take them to their Tarkin Academy for the first time for them to train to be a witch. There is a witch's code, and here's the witch's code. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it. It says, "My witch's heart is made of stone. Cold as winter, I cut to the bone. My witch's soul is black as tar, forged in darkness to leave a scar." And that's just a little bit. But Abigail doesn't feel like that like most witches. She doesn't feel like her heart is of stone and her heart is black as tar. She doesn't feel like that. But the problem with Abigail is she doesn't have powers. Her witch's powers have not come in like the others. So if she doesn't get them soon, she will not be allowed to stay in the witches academy. So she wants that more than anything in the world because she really doesn't have a home. So she wants this to be her new home. But there's a problem. On the very first day of school, she really ticks off the biggest bully, one of the most powerful up and coming witches. Her name is Indra, and her mother is like on the high council of witches, extremely powerful witch. It's not the best person to make an enemy of. So they are at breakfast on their first day, and Abigail sits in Indra's spot, and things just don't go well for Abigail as she gets up to move because she is told to move. As she gets up to move, Indra trips her, food goes everywhere. Abigail doesn't have any power to defend herself, so she just pours milk over her head because she's so mad. Oh, not a good thing to do. So Abigail has to take off running into the forest, which they're not supposed to go into. Indra and her two little buddies follow her, and they're about to use magic, their powers on Indra. Indra's about to use them on Abigail. And all of a sudden, from up in a tree, they hear a voice that says, "Stop," and they don't know who it is. So Indra throws her magic up there. It breaks the tree limb, and this boy named Hugo falls out. Now, Hugo is a Balfin boy, which the Balfins grow up. They go to school and they grow up. They are part of the witches' private army. But Hugo is a lot like Abigail. He doesn't feel like he belongs there, like it's not his place. So, Hugo has this little like medallion, and he throws a little bit of magic, which they don't usually have magic. So he throws a little bit of magic, and it startles Indra and her friends just enough that Abigail and Hugo can run away. So they run off, but there's all these weird creatures that live in the forest, and some of them are called, I hope I'm saying this right, Sneevils or Snevels. Snevels, they're in this pack, and they kind of circle Hugo and Abigail, and Abigail is forced for the first time to have to use her powers, and she does, and her powers come through. But the thing is, most witches' powers are green in color when they come out of their fingers. Abigail's is blue, and she has no idea why. Hence the Blue Witch. So, as the story goes along, lots happen. It's not good between Indra and Abigail. Abigail ends up with Indra's spell book, which is actually her mother's spell book, extremely powerful with lots of dark magic in it. And the spell book begins talking to Abigail, and Abigail doesn't want to use it, but she's put in places at times where she has to dig deep into her soul, and then the black magic just comes out. And At one time, while they're making her life, while Abigail and her friends are making, I mean, sorry, Indra and her friends are making Abigail's life just miserable. Um, she uses the dark magic. She gets put in detention. She meets a girl named Calla. Now, Calla is what's called a glitch witch. And I'm going to read, let me turn to this page. I'm going to read from just a small snippet. So as she's sweeping, she's on detention. Abigail says, Abigail joined in. I've seen you around. You're a secondling, aren't you? Secondling would be second year. Unofficially, yes, my name is Calla. I'm Abigail. What do you mean, unofficially? Abigail leaned on her mop and studied the girl. Calla kept mopping. It means I'm a glitch witch. Then you don't belong here, Abigail blurted out. She flushed, quickly adding, I'm sorry, that was unkind. Calla shrugged. It's okay, I'm used to it. Madam Hestra is my great aunt. She lets me clean the chambers and work around the school. In exchange, I'm allowed to attend classes. That must be hard, Abigail said, to be unable to use magic. Calla smiled, her eyes sparkled. That's okay, my magic will come in someday. So Abigail makes her first friend in Calla. But then things still don't get good for Abigail. And let me turn to page 107. I'm going to read a little snippet from here. Okay, so they are out in the forest right now, and they are one of their challenges in one of their classes is to tame some type of creature out in the forest. And the bigger the creature, the more powerful the creature, the more points you'll get, or the higher you'll be. And everybody's trying to be the head witch, or in their first year. So while they're out in the forest, this says, a dark shadow blocked out the sun as a high-pitched screech filled the air. Abigail looked up in shock. Winging down on them was a frightening creature, its smooth scales black as pitch. The spike at the end of its long tail could impale her with a single strike. Gleaming teeth protruded from its beak. Her breath caught as she recognized it from Madame Barbossa's picture. And O'Meara. How could things have gotten any worse? She closed her eyes as it opened its jaw. Sure, it was about to rip off her head. Sharp talons bit into her shoulders and swept her into the air. It lifted her above the murky swamp and out of the reach of the Vikings' snapping jaws. Oh my goodness. This book is so incredible. So, who knows what's going to happen with her, with this creature that just took her off. And then the fighting between Indra and Abigail continue. Abigail gets so fed up with being bullied so much that she pulls down deep into her. He pulls out a dark spell from that spell book, and she blasts Indra and her friends to this place called the Netherworld. The Netherworld, I'm just going to show you a picture. It's on page 176. The Netherworld has a queen called Queen Octana. And I'm just going to tell you, that is Queen Octana up there at the top. I don't know if you're like me. Spiders creep me out. And these are some of the biggest spiders. Abigail, number one, is supposed to bring Indra and her friends back so she doesn't get expelled from school. But are they even going to survive these huge, massive, gigantic spiders? Do not miss The Blue Witch by Alane Adams. This book is incredible. Now, I will be giving this book away for free. All you have to do is go to the blog, go to my blog, blazertales.com. I will have a link at the bottom, and you can get this book for free. The contest will run for about 2 weeks. So get your name in. Also, there's a bunch of ways to get your name in. So when you sign up to get this book for free, or not sign up, but when you put in your name in the contest to get this free, then you'll be directed to another page where you can put your name in multiple times if you want to. So Subscribe to my channel. Please hit subscribe below. This is just the beginning. We're going to have so many amazing books, amazing giveaways. So don't miss this book. This is The Blue Witch. Thank you.